This is the Pioneer Digital Network, where Pioneer Pride goes live.
After intro video to turn on sound and all that, and I didn't do it, so we're gonna have to do it again. How about now?
How about now?
Okay, enough of that. Down to business. Check it out. What is up, everybody? Those tuning in, Pioneer Nation, to another edition of the Pioneer Digital Network Midweek Show. We are closing in. Hey, Seth, do you mind shutting that door real quick? I'm sorry, buddy. If you got to finagle that camera, I got this thing going, and people are gonna be walking in and out. They're gonna be like, "You're being too loud."
Give us a sound check. Should be a sec.
Everybody looks good. Good. All right, we're set. We are closing in on the end of August, and it's still like walking out into an oven right now. But we got like 2 days there of a taste of fall, and then after that, it was like, gotcha. It's still hot. But fall sports are pretty much officially underway here at CRC. We're going to start with volleyball first. What they got going, wrapping up their month of August, and then we'll turn our attention to our featured guest representing men's golf here at Crowley's Ridge. We'll talk a little bit about cross country and what they got going on this weekend, and then again later on in our show, we're gonna have some featured guests representing men's golf. First, Chris Riddle, or as we like to call him, the man from the Golden State, the Bear. I wonder if that's really why they call him the Bear. I really don't know the story behind it. But then we also have a newcomer to Pioneer Golf, Slade Barker of Strawberry? Hillcrest? Okay.
Yeah.
And he's also part of the production team that helps with putting a lot of this together in the sales in our sports marketing and promotion class. He acts as, for what we have going on, he acts as a sales and promotion coordinator for that class. So go wait for him to get experience in the field of sports management. So let's get started. Volleyball, wrapping up the month of August. August, it's an important month, I guess. If you're a lover of fall, because that means you got really like one more month of it being hot. If you can't tell, I'm a big time fall guy. Really, I'm a winter guy. Like if I was born in Alaska, I'd be good. But whatever.
People get excited, because this month starts to end with the burr at the end of it, so people get pumped. I've been seeing a lot of memes about that recently, so I'm with you. I'm more of a fall guy myself too.
It wasn't original.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Well, you can take credit for it.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
That's a Will Teague special right there. The burr months. I'm looking forward to it though. I like the burr. But it also means that you're kind of getting an understanding, at least from a volleyball perspective, of what your team's capabilities are.
Mm-hmm.
So far, Will, what are things looking like for volleyball as of right now, going into what we have happening this weekend?
I know we've about wrapped up August and we're getting into September, but they're still trying to figure some stuff out, as all teams do. They've only played 5 games. And so obviously each game they've probably executed some things better than others. But going forward, we're on a good pivot point right here. We just finished 2-2 at a classic we had up in Kansas. And every game there was a different player that just kind of had it figured out. I remember Brooklyn Cross in one game led the team with 15 kills and a 3-1 win, and then Jillian Glasgow put together a 44 assist game.
So that was her second double-double.
Oh, that's
season.
Third. I believe it's her third, but she almost took it. And not to not shine on it, but Jaden Hesse leads the single game performance. I think it's 49. She did that. Her and Jillian used to be teammates. I think Jaden was like a junior, senior when Jillian was like a freshman, sophomore. So it's kind of been like passing the torch. And so Jillian was chasing that and almost got it. But 44 is a remarkable amount to dish out. But it just goes to show that we are trending the right way. And we got such a big weekend coming up here that I'm really excited to see the momentum that we're going to have come in from that 2-2 split that we had last weekend.
So going into this weekend, we've got an interesting weekend ahead of us, to say the least. August 28th
Yep.
and August the 29th, so a Friday-Saturday combo. If you go, for those listening, if you were to get our athletics page pulled up on crcpioneers.com/sports, you go down to the volleyball page, and there's August 28th, and it says 3 and it says 7. Festivities begin at 9 a.m., starting off with JV. Is that correct?
Yeah, so this weekend, I believe it's the first year we've actually officially done this, but we've actually collabed with Williams Baptist that's down the road, and so we're going to host what we call the North NEA Classic, Northeast Arkansas Classic. And so the goal is for games and competitions. It's really a tri-match is going to happen in Walnut Ridge and at Paragould, and then those teams that played at each school are going to flop the next day. So we will host teams on Friday and Saturday, and if you just flip-flop if you didn't play with our place, the next day. But yes, it's going to be packed full of varsity games and varsity reserve games starting at 9 o'clock tomorrow, and it's going to be going all day, every day. I think the Pioneers, if I'm not mistaken, I think their first game tomorrow is at 3 o'clock, and we face off against Culver Stockton.
Yeah.
And
Culver Stockton at 3, College of the Ozarks varsity at 7. And then August 29th, a similar format, just not as many games, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I think we have 1 or 2 less JV games, and we're going to have a little bit of an earlier getaway, I think, to help teams get back and stuff. But I think our first game is actually going to be at 11 o'clock on Saturday.
And not to work our sports information guy to death.
Oh, man, it's part of the job, man. That's why they pay me the big bucks, you know.
I love this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Because our jobs pick up quite a
For
bit.
sure.
But then also just, as a former athlete, too, you just get that itch a little bit like, oh, man. So the competitive nature in you kind of keeps you going during this time.
The grind, man.
The grind. Now, for those that are planning, for those that are listening and for those that are planning to come to these events August 28th, 29th, we're going to have, between the 2 days, we're going to have 3 fan giveaways, a good opportunity for those coming to receive some official Crowley's Ridge College merch. So the way this will work is you'll walk in, you'll fill your name out as you, it doesn't matter if you're a student or just somebody from off campus coming in, somebody in the community. You come in, put your name for a drawing. At different times throughout these matchups, drawings will take place, and you could be the winner of some official Crowley's Ridge College merchandise. So, come and check that out. Everybody loves swag. I love swag. I don't have enough swag. I just got a hat, though, for the first time since I've been here. So, I'm pretty fired up about it. And it's all green, too, so I dig it. So, real quick, as August comes to a close, September represents kind of that next chapter, and for Pioneer fans, September also means more opportunities to see the team continuing their development here at home. So keep following the Pioneer Digital Network and stay with us. We're going to talk some more CRC athletics happening this fall. But first, we're going to hear from one of our sponsors. This is Pioneer Digital Network, where Pioneer Pride goes live.
We got this.
Almost there.
Got it.
Oh.
Let's DIY the right way with Barton's. We're the home renovation experts, from recommending the perfect fixtures to designing your dream kitchen. And with local delivery and installation services, there's never been a more perfect time to refresh your home. Now that's what I call leveling up. Don't just build it better with Barton's.
All right, so from volleyball, we now transition into cross country, and we got a little bit of a, we mentioned this last week. We've kind of had some changes take place here. Not the original face we had representing cross country at the start of this semester, but now we have our Iron Man, Coach Ryan Hargrove.
Hey, and welcome back, man. We missed you on the show.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
There was kind of a hole, like it felt a little, well, in comparison to today, not. There was definitely a lot of room to be filled in that spot over there, but not today. We're jam packed in here. But Coach Hargrove, it's time to talk Pioneer cross country. So cross country, and really just because it's kind of a stretched out season, not as many meets in comparison to some other sports we might have. And traditionally, with your cross country programs, the amount of runners that you have in comparison to other athletes and other programs, it's not, it's skewed a little bit. So sometimes cross country in particular might not get the recognition I feel like it deserves, because we have some great runners going in to this fall. Just real quick, with the amount of time that you've spent with this bunch, what's one thing you noticed about this group going into this weekend?
Yeah, we've got about 1 week on the job, so it's been real short, but we've had some early mornings. I'll just start with our men's team. We have some good returners, and we have some good new faces, like Nathaniel Pate is a freshman from Guy Perkins. He came over this summer and ran a 10K and finished third, and he's impressed me out of the gate right away. I think he's going to do a good job. He came here to run cross country. I know he's going to play a little JV basketball too, but you can tell that he loves to run and loves to do that. Like, he finished in the top 10 in the Class A state tournament, I think, last couple of years. So he does a good job, and we've got people like Mark Eagleman, Nate Ferguson, who are returners, who have been staples of the program, Owen Moreno, and then we got a couple more freshmen that are baseball guys that are also running. And those guys have a chance to compete. I think we were finished place 4 out of 6, I think, on the conference stuff in the preview. And all that stuff was done before I took over, and so sure, Coach Bill did his best on that. They kind of send you out a little sheet, and you got to talk about your kids and stuff like that. And so I think that goes to show that he thought there was some potential behind those kids that are coming in, those kids that are coming back. So,
well, from what I've gathered, they're excited about having you on board with them as well. I think because this is an older, a little bit more established bunch, they knew that this was a transitional phase, and the amount of respect you've garnered from them for being in this spot, it's going to go a long way with them. Their morale's been pretty good, just from what I've heard and from what I've seen. So whatever you've done in this 1 week on the job, sir, keep it up, please. So this weekend, what do we got going?
Yes, we're going over to Freed Hardeman, running the Freed Speed. I think it's at a national park over there in Pinson, Tennessee. We got men's and women's both going. We'll run it 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, so we'll see see what we can do. We're going to show up at 7 and look at the course, but hey, they're going to be used to it. We've been up at 6 or 6:30 every day this week. They've done a great job. Our women's team consists of all softball players that are also running, but hey,
that benefits you.
We have enough for a team, and so the girls were kind enough to help me out. We had a couple of the Buckley sisters were going to do it anyway, and if you know the Buckley sisters, they have their hands in everything on campus, which is a good thing. Mm-hmm. And so those kids they're going to go compete and give us all they got, like I know they will. And so I'm excited for us to go there and represent. So.
Quality students representing cross country, stretched out from different departments. Business administration. We have Bible representing cross country. Sure. We have Madison Buckley serving in the sports management department. She also has a role in this sports marketing and production class that I mentioned earlier. that one of our guests, Slade, will kind of elaborate on a little bit more. But then her, like Coach said, Amy Buckley, who I believe is an
Yes, yeah.
education
Mhm.
major. Okay. Uh, you know, I've dealt with these students, not just outside of the classroom, more in the classroom than anything. And one thing I've noticed about the particular students you have on this team is the integrity they have off the track. Um, which is, I know for a coach, that kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off of you a little bit, just not having to worry about the fact that, oh no, I don't know, are they going to do their work, or are they going to be eligible, or are they going to be able to meet deadlines or have good time management skills, you know? Uh, being in the position that you're in, I would find it comforting knowing that I have that going for the program.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good thing because it makes my job a lot easier, right? And to step into something like that, it's never easy, especially these kids have kind of had a few coaches in the last few years, just kind of due to the circumstances and things like that. And but to step in like that, I mean, just a prime example, Nathaniel Payton is a freshman, been on campus for a couple of weeks, and he lives in the dorm that I'm in, and he took out the trash in the lobby because it was full, just because he wanted to, not because he had to, just because he was doing the right thing.
Again,
So,
high integrity.
yes.
Absolutely. Well, I think this is probably the best chance for us to go ahead and maybe highlight what one of our hosts, Will Teague, has going on, maybe from outside of the world of sports, because I don't know if we've discussed this any, but Will is also our
Student life director.
so our
Yeah.
SLD. So real quick, we're gonna look at some of the areas that Will deals with outside of his sports information director role. And we're gonna take a quick break to do that, and then when we come back, we're gonna start talking golf. So stay tuned. It's Pioneer Digital Network, where Pioneer Pride goes live.
At Crowley's Ridge College, where college is more than just going to class, it's about finding your people, getting involved, and making memories that last a lifetime. As a student life director at Crowley's Ridge College, I get to help create these opportunities for the students to connect, have fun, and make their voices heard. From campus events and student organizations to athletic activities and community service, there's always something happening at the Ridge. Whether you're leading an organization, supporting your teammates, attending an event, or simply spending time with friends, Crowley's Ridge College is a place where you can get involved and make an impact. I'm Will Teague for Crowley's Ridge College. Come find your place, come get involved and be a part of the CRC body.
I forget sometimes, Will, that I coached golf here at one point.
I don't. not in a bad way. I just remember you being part of the program.
I mean, I had a killer squad though, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Kate Scott, Joel Burrow, Austin Tripp.
Man. I love that guy.
There's only one. But yeah, man. So we're, talking about this segment right here. It's taking me back a little bit. And I've really been looking forward to this because compared to where I was over the program and where it is now,
Mm-hmm.
not that it was in a bad spot by any means, but wow, I would like to look back on this and think that the group that I had really laid that groundwork.
Mm-hmm.
And because of those guys, we've kept our relationship with Paragould Country Club, which is a great course to call your home course and practice every day. So that's a plus there. But we're going to focus on what we got going on with golf as of fall 2026. Real quick, I'm about to introduce to you guys the two representatives, the featured guests we have here on the midweek show on the Pioneer Digital Network. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's like magic, y'all. Watch this. Boom. There they are. We have Slade Barker from representing Hillcrest High School in Strawberry, Arkansas. Did I get that right? Do you think anybody knows where Strawberry, Arkansas is?
Coach Hargrove does.
Coach Hargrove, but probably not very many. Population's about 76.
75 now since you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
And then all the way from Southern Cal?
Southern California, Boron, California.
From Boron, California, Chris the Bear Riddle. Now, I got to ask. I think everybody wants to know, sir, where'd the Bear name come from?
It comes from way back. Being little, running around, grandparents had nicknames for all of us grandkids, and it just kind of developed one thing into another, and sure enough, it picked up pretty big, and then all of a sudden I show up on campus last year, and everybody knew who I was before I even got here.
You're going to have to elaborate a little bit more on that now, because I want to know how, like, just from a social media presence, or was it like big news that you were coming, or?
I'll be honest, I don't really know. I showed up and walked into the dorms, and it was like, I'd been here for 3 years, and I was going into my senior year, and I hadn't been on campus but 15 minutes. So it was just like everybody knew exactly who I was, and I was still trying to figure out who did what.
Well, I'm going to brag on administration and just who we have working in admissions right now. They do a great job of highlighting individuals that are coming to Crowley's Ridge College, and I'm sure Paige and Aaliyah had a lot to do with that. Probably because we've really never had anybody. We haven't had very many representatives from SoCal in here, so they're like, "Oh, we got this guy coming to play golf from Southern California. Oh man, this is big." And our national presence has really grown quite a bit in the last couple of years. I mean, we got Southern California, we got Alaska, we got Texas, a lot of the southeast region down here we got covered. Utah, which I felt like a broken record, our first broadcast, talking about the Bake Sisters.
Next year we'll add Ohio to the list. So.
Okay. Oh yeah, we talked about it. Okay, excellent. Yes. Okay,
but to speak to that a little bit, just again, admissions does too. But Brady Flynn comes to mind too, because he would call me and he said, "I've got this guy coming. He's from California." He said, "Guess what his name is?" And I was like, "Ralph." I don't know. He said, "No, they call him the Bear." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And anyway, so he grew in legend before he came here that there was a guy from California called the Bear, and so everybody knew his profile, knew when he rolled up, obviously who he was, but he's definitely lived up to the name, man.
It's pretty funny because, it was never the Bear back home. It was always just Bear.
No,
and then I showed up here, and it was the Bear.
You graduated.
Now I feel like it's gone so far that I can't even be like, no, it's not the Bear. It's just Bear,
Don't you have that on your license plate on your car?
It is on my car.
Okay.
Hey, own it, man.
Yeah.
Wear it, yeah, might as well.
Okay. And I always thought it had something to do with the flag initially.
Yeah.
But sure, California with the bear on there.
But I mean, if my grandfather goes around calling me, "Hey, Bear," I'm like, "Yes, sir."
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mess with that. Okay, so guys, every program hopes to find competitors who aren't intimidated by the moment, right? And golf is literally one moment, one shot at a time. You stand on the tee box that first shot, and your heart's beating out of your chest. You just want to hit it straight, have a good day, and start out smooth. Gentlemen, what currently, going into this season, is the overall feel for the team right now? How are guys doing early on in the year, having a new coach come in? What's the response been like?
Go ahead.
Hoping that we can just build off the momentum we got from last year that he brought to the table with him winning the AMC as an individual. I mean, I think that's going to be a great look. And as for the new coach brought in a couple of new players who are from sticks and pretty consistent with their scores. And I'm thinking building off of his momentum will give the team more momentum to, hey, he did it as an individual. Maybe we can do it as a team and win conference.
Yeah, definitely motivating. I can see how that would pour over into the guys that were part of the journey last year or came in, because then you hear about, like, up on my end. If somebody beats me to it, feel free to, start talking about it.
September 14th and 15th.
Okay.
They're traveling not too far down the road, if I'm not mistaken. It's the Williams Baptist Fall Invitational. It's going to be hosted at, I believe, Kennett Country Club, like it's always been. So I know we hit on that a little bit in our last show, but it's coming quick. Last time we talked about it, I was like, well, it's coming, and we got weeks, and now it's like, wow, it's already here.
We got 16 days.
Well, I know you're probably going to hear about this quite a bit for the rest of your career here, Chris, but I'm going to hit on this one more time so the viewers can hear it from you. And then after we do this, I want your brain to transition to what's going on this season, okay?
All right.
All right. Let's talk that 2026 AMC, boom, there it is, 2026 AMC Conference Champion. You delivered one of the most just defining performances in Pioneer golf history at the American Midwest Conference Tournament. You went into the final stretch of that, one shot off from the lead, and then eventually you came around to where you shot a 66, right?
Yes.
Okay, 66, 6 under par, 8 birdies in the final round?
8 birdies.
Well, you talk about getting hot. My goodness. What's the focus got to be like when something like that happens? Or can you even, are you able to kind of retell that whole thought process or that sequence of how that took place?
Yeah, I mean, we get there and we play our 36 on Monday. So you're playing 18, and then you're turning around and you're going straight from that last tee box back and teeing it up right again, right? So it was one of those things where it was like I played well on Monday morning. Monday afternoon, things got a little streaky. Just kind of, that fatigue starts to hit once you get to hole 27, and it's like, all right, just get me to the end of the round. Let me get home, get an ice bath.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. So it was just kind of a mental battle.
Who's got the fruit snacks? That's what Austin Tributes always say.
Hey, shut up, Coach. He always had them.
Yeah.
Coach, that's your coach's one job. You hear that heel? Fruit snacks. Fruit snacks and
Lemonade.
Lemonade. Okay.
I thought lemonades were only for birdies. I thought that was the rule last year.
No.
And so it was like once I was able to get through that last 9 holes, and it was like, okay, we're 1 down. It was going into Tuesday with the mindset of like, we don't have anything to lose, right? Like it's pedal to the floor from jump, and we got off to a hot start. Both of us, the Franco who I was battling with that had the lead, we both hit it to 3 foot on the first hole and make birdie, and it's like that just set the tone for the whole day. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I think he knew it wasn't going to be easy, and so it was just let's get in a groove and play well. And so it was just kind of all day, like it was free, it was easy, and I don't know if I said it to Coach Flynn on Tuesday, but I definitely said it to him on Monday. I said, this is the easiest it's ever been to go around a golf course. And there was just something about that week. I don't know if it was playing in that conference preview or if it was just the fact that the game just felt sharp, but it was like there wasn't a lot of thoughts going on. A lot of times you get out there and it's like, you're trying to hit on whatever key thing that you had that week, but it was like all week leading up to it. It was just coming, and like I didn't have to work for anything. It just kind of fell into place.
That's where every bit of practice you've ever had literally has become second nature, right?
Absolutely. It's like I sat there and I kept telling myself all day, if I hit a good shot, if I hit a bad shot, it's like all the golf balls that I hit since I was 5 years old have led me to this exact moment. Like every single time that I've gotten up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go and run, and then I go to the golf course, and then I go to class, it's like all of those moments have put us right here. So who's got it better than I do?
Well, okay, let's go one step further then. Let's talk national championship.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
That was a dream come true, right? Like,
now, it's my sorry to interrupt, but it's my understanding that if you would have won that, you would have qualified for the PGA.
I believe it was the U.S. Open.
U.S. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like that was another thing. It happened relatively quick, right? Like you go from like, okay, let's try and win this golf tournament and just get out of here to okay, now we won. Let's hit it harder because we got the national championship in 2 weeks. And then so it was just kind of staying in the same progress that I was in, same mindset, still going out there every day. Christian Walls and Kyle Russell were probably the two biggest supports that I had. It didn't matter if it was snowing, raining, hailing, like we were out there every single day. And so to have guys like that are just sitting back there and knowing that their season was over, but mine wasn't, they still, went out there with me as if they were playing in the same tournament I was.
Let's talk those two gentlemen a little bit more real quick from a competitive standpoint. It's pretty much anybody's any given, in football it's any given Sunday, right? But I mean, with you three on the course, it's anybody's day. It could be,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've talked about it a lot with my family and even you guys. Christian Walls does not get the flowers he deserves. Top 10 in the conference tournament, and it was overlooked, I feel like, a little bit. And, he put on one of the greatest performances that CRC has seen. And, I'm obviously appreciative of all the congratulations that I got, but that guy, he's a player, man.
yeah.
I remember that day because let's back up a little bit. I believe it was in the conference preview.
Yeah.
In the conference preview, same course. It's not Conway. Where's
Melbourne.
it? Melbourne. In Melbourne. Can't think of the name of the course either.
Cooper's Hawk.
Cooper's Hawk.
Oh boy, you just brought us some bad anyways, continue.
And so up until that point, I think in the fall you placed fourth in a tournament, and up until that point, I don't want to misspeak here because we talked about this a little bit in another one of our shows. I think that was the highest finish that we've had. There's another gentleman, Isaac Langley, got fourth, and I think in Williams Fall Invitational 2 1 year. We hadn't surpassed that. And then in the conference preview, Christian finishes regulation.
He won.
Tied.
Yep.
There was three guys, if I'm not mistaken, all shot. I forgot what their score was, but they were dead across the board. And they go to a playoff hole. And if I remember right, I think it went birdie, par, bogey, or something like that. And Christian was the par guy, so he got outright second, which, to the point, that was the highest anybody in our program had scored in any sanctioned event or any official event like that before. And so I knew that he was a big stick that we have coming back this year. Watching him hit yesterday at the driving range was so fun. Just watching him with that 3-wood go to work. But that day that we came back, we had a little shindig for bears. He pulled on campus. We had a couple confetti cannons and some
Club soda.
Club soda. We were spraying everywhere, celebrating with him. But I remember opening up that van and reaching in and giving Christian Walls just some nuts because I said, dude, you played well too, because he finished top 8.
Yeah.
He finished top 10. He finished 8th overall in the conference tournament last year, which just goes to show that we have so much talent that's right there in the top. And if we can just get one or two things to go our way, oh man, that red banner's coming back to the edge. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. It's easy.
I've been telling everybody I talk to, CRC is ready to win right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not next season. It's not my senior year. Like, we are ready to win now. And I think more than anything, Christian and I are both ready to have a great year individually, but even more so team-wise. I think him and I are excited about these freshmen that have come in. And then we got, our backbone. We've got Slade and Mav and Christian and I, who all are coming back. And, we've been through this. We've done a year of this now. And I think that also, us all being around the same time in school, Christian being a junior and Slade and I and Maverick all being sophomores, everybody else freshmen, we're all so close because we're all doing the same thing. You go out to the golf course and you're hitting right next to the guy that you were just in class with not but an hour ago. And so it's so easy for all of us to connect and really go out there and build that team aspect, I think that we're ready to take the next step, and everybody in the AMC better watch out for CRC because we're coming.
Whoo, boy, I love it. Well, I was going to ask kind of what's the outlook going into this fall, and for those listening, real, the fall is, they play a fall schedule, but it's not what counts towards conference. It's the spring schedule that counts towards conference. So essentially, golf in the fall is just you get as much competition experience as you possibly can to really try to
Yeah,
perfect
yeah,
things
fall
going
ball,
into. And so, but with that being said, I was about to ask, what's the outlook going like into the fall of 2026? You just nailed it.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
it.
I'll say it again. You know, everybody better watch out because we are ready and we are coming.
And the new recruits we got, a lot of them are stick. Like Kel,
Yeah.
a little lefty, but man, he can still smack the
Yeah.
ball a long ways, and he can get up and down anywhere he is off the course.
I heard he was like a mini Bubba Watson.
I wouldn't give him that much praise.
Hey, he told me he putts right-handed.
He does.
He does.
That's wild,
Hey,
man.
so
That's
I asked
wild.
him about it. I was like, dude, you play your whole game left-handed, but you putt right-handed. Golf's already hard enough, so why are you making it even harder?
Is he putting that left eye as close to the hole as he can, or what? You know, I don't
Well,
know.
he
Or
said
is he
he-
blinded?
Well, what he told us, he started putting right-handed because that's what the putter he started with. And he said by the time he got a left one, he was already learned how to putt right, so he just never switched back.
Why
for
change
him.
if it don't break? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, real quick, we're going to come back and we're going to talk with Slade a little bit more about what his role is from the sports marketing and promotion standpoint, and how these kinds of professionals are, number one, they do a lot in regards to putting on this show as student workers, student producers, things of that nature, but also how what he is doing correlates pretty well with him being around a lot of, business professionals and just, keeping his network strong while on the course. But we'll hit that in a second. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna have a message from Crowley's Ridge College. And when we come back, we'll catch up with Slade a little bit more on all that. This is the Pioneer Digital Network, where Pioneer Pride goes live.
In a world filled with countless possibilities, there's a place where faith and education intertwine, where students find purpose and their journey begins. At Crowley's Ridge College, we are more than just a college. We are a private, 4-year, church-affiliated institution that nurtures the spirit while preparing students for a bright future. Our talented and caring faculty and staff are dedicated to helping students grow closer to God and excel academically. With our diverse degree programs offered across 4 divisions, no matter where you are on your journey, CRC is here to guide you. Currently, over 200 students every year have found their home at CRC. Here, you'll forge lifelong friendships, develop crucial career skills, and build a foundation for a fulfilling life. Our dedication to our mission is an ongoing venture supported by prayer, unwavering support, and meticulous planning. Join us at CRC, where faith, education, and lifelong learning converge. Discover your path, unlock your potential, and let your light shine. Crowley's Ridge College, a beacon of light since 1964.
All right, coming back. We are, we've heard from the Bear quite a bit. And, real quick, Chris, what is your major again? Are you business admin?
Business admin.
Okay. So you will kind of fit in this department. I don't know what. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that because Dr. Clark wringed my neck. So I'm going to bow out of that one. But similar fields, just with less emphasis on sport. Now, Slade Barker, he acts as a sales and promotion coordinator for the class in which this network operates from and with. His responsibilities typically center around helping develop the promotional and revenue building side of Pioneer Athletics. Tentatively, we're in the infancy of all this. We just started getting ready for the class's September campaign for volleyball, which is going to kind of highlight the month of September for them. But that's what his role was going to center around. So that means he's working with promotional concepts. He's helping communicate with the value of Pioneer Athletics. Building a network, supporting possible, and it's really, I'm not even going to say, we could have some real sponsorship opportunities come from the connections that he makes in this class. So supporting sponsorship and potential sale initiatives and helping create, excitement surrounding CRC athletic events. Now, this semester, Slate is going to be a big part of what it is we have going on in this course. Now, with that being said, we're going to do this quick interview just regarding a little bit of golf with you, Slade, and then also centering around that role in that class. So you're used to representing CRC as being a part of, its men's golf program. How different is it representing Pioneer Athletics from the athletics side, now kind of having not necessarily a little bit more to do, but splitting that responsibility with business and the promotional side?
Yeah, so from the athletic standpoint, not necessarily the business, I was trying to carry myself as I'm trying to make a name for myself and try to leave a good impression for the school, so everybody would know that, hey, CRC's kind of letting out these not just good golfers, but great people overall. That this school
Future professionals.
yeah, just people who carry themselves in a good way. But I'd say more so like through the athletic side and the business side, we're looking to represent the school as a business and like promote the business. And to where everybody, all across the world, maybe we get more people from California if we can advertise the school as, hey, the Pioneers are coming off this really hot stretch that they had at the end, and that we're coming up and maybe next for the next AMC championship or the conference champions, and that could show that maybe CRC is where it is at, and we could bring in more people. We're just trying to promote them as the school
As a collective brand, all around from the athletics to the institutional academic aspects of it all. Yes. Okay. So what about you? Because you essentially volunteered for this role. I had I was of the mindset that I was probably going to have to actually assign a lot of roles to individuals, but that really wasn't the case. You being one of those individuals. So what about this sales and promotion coordinator position? Like what about all that interested you?
And so basically, at my marketing major, I'm trying to learn how to promote and how to sell. And what better way to do is see it through another point of view, not just where I'm trying to sell, like I told you in class, where I'm selling bags of beans. I'm not trying to do it like that. Maybe if I can be more well-rounded and circled, that I could maybe go into this as a sports marketing major or whatever. It just interested me while I'm still involved with athletics. Is something that I love very dearly, and I've given so much of my time of life for just a little something to give back.
And you come from a family of business owners, correct? Or individuals with business background?
Yes, sir. My grandfather has owned his own business for 50 plus years. He started striping parking lots in 1972, I believe.
And he just did the one we got out here.
Yes, sir.
All across campus, right?
Yes, sir. Me and him did the parking lots out here, and we're doing the tennis courts around October. Getting it. Well, the whole goal for that is we're getting a pickleball court out there, a tennis court, and a full regulation size.
That's
full
news
court.
to me. Really?
Yeah.
That's news to you?
The pickleball part is, yeah.
I guess I'm student life, so I'm kind of on the loop.
Why didn't I just
Yeah.
ask? This is the first I've officially heard about it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that is awesome.
Big stuff, yeah.
My mama is she lives in Chilton County, Alabama. She operates the YMCA over there, and she's got a big group of pickleballers, and so I think she will be tickled to hear that. Oh, they're getting a brand new pickleball court. How nice, which is it's the fastest growing recreation sport in America. So
In the kitchen, man. Get in the kitchen.
yeah. Okay, so Slade, I think it's important that you hit that on the head about it's giving you a different perspective, because even though you're a marketing major and you're dealing with sports marketing and promotion, you learning this different aspect and this different perspective makes you a little bit more marketable to future employers. So that's good. Way to bring that up. Now, as an athlete yourself, does that give you maybe a better understanding of what you're trying to do when you're trying to promote a CRC sporting event or something with golf?
Oh yeah, absolutely. like being an athlete myself gives me a better understanding for like what the athlete, what the coach is, and what the fans are looking for, like what they want to see. So it's like an insider. Like I know what the fans are thinking because I've lived with as a fan and as a player myself. Like if I'm sitting in the crowd, I'm like, man, they really need to add this, this, and this. I just know how much work goes into competing as an athlete. So while we're trying to promote that, just kind of want them to see that all athletes as an individual, especially student athletes, have to work twice as hard because we're trying to work on maintaining the balance too.
You got two full-time jobs, sir.
Yeah.
Between being an athlete and a student. And you hear it said quite often, but I think it really does get overlooked that it is like two full-time jobs.
Oh, 100%.
But so this role in particular, and you kind of hit on this a little bit more, but I'm a little bit more interested in maybe more potential career opportunities for you. What are you hoping to learn from this role that you can take with you into that future career?
I'm honestly hoping to gain like real world experience in the sales and in the marketing value. Trying like where communication, say if I'm trying to sell something to Will T, I don't want to be so pushy. I want to build a relationship first with them. I need to understand how it is to build a relationship with somebody and not be so pushy. Instead of going up to his door, I need you to buy this, and he just slams that door right in my face.
Nope.
Yeah.
Then you go up to him, talk to him for a little bit, figure out what he likes, and you're like, hey, I got an idea. Are you willing to, help us out just a little bit? You ain't got to do much, but kind of help us get out. We can give you credit too for being a sponsor, but it'd be great to have you helping us with connections.
Yeah. Well, and then on the flip side of that, if you're able to do a lot of that while you're in the class representing the class, golf, CRC athletics as a whole, those relationships are going to quite possibly stick around, no offense, but longer than your time here.
Oh, 100%.
And so if you lay the groundwork for that, that allows more students that come into this as well to see, oh man, that sports marketing program or that sports management program, we're not getting this anywhere else. If you want to get this firsthand real world experience while you're in school, this is the place. This is the place you need to go.
Yeah, I'm not really looking to be the whole groundswork for this. My whole thing with the sports marketing and promotion, I want to kind of get the seeds planted for future people to come here, and we can continue that legacy that we're trying to build for this college that we all love so dearly. I mean, we wanted to see this place grow as one, and the best way to do it is to leave behind work from past people.
Keyword is work.
Yeah.
Keyword is work. Nothing great ever came without sacrifice, and it takes a ton of work, but it's so worth it in the end.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, well, real quick. We got a couple of sponsors. We're going to look at have a quick message from, and then when we come back, we're going to wrap things up, and maybe hit some of the highlights again, going into what we have going on this weekend. But first, we're going to hear from one of our campus partners that we have, and then also one of our apparel partners as well. This is the Pioneer Digital Network, where Pioneer Pride goes live.
Athletic Solutions is the proud provider of CRC apparel and gear for students, fans, and supporters. From the field to the stands, from game day to every day, Athletic Solutions helps CRC wear its pride. You can find the online store when you visit crc.edu.
College life moves fast. Between classes, studying, friendships, and everything in between, you need food that keeps up. At CRC, Fresh Ideas Campus Dining brings more than a meal to the table. We bring fresh flavors, convenient choices, and a dining experience made for you. Fresh Ideas Campus Dining at CRC, fueling higher education.
This is Leah Costley, sports management major at CRC. One thing I love about the program are the opportunities the degree provides me beyond graduation, undergrad, and postgrad. If you're looking for a way to serve others while continuing your education, contact the admissions team. You're tuned into the Pioneer Digital Network, where Pioneer Pride goes live.
All right, so coming up on future editions here on the Pioneer Digital Network, we're going to have a little bit more, obviously, throughout the spring, a little bit more volleyball to talk, cross country and golf, as these programs really start picking up as the fall goes on. And again, everybody, keep an eye out for Chris the Bear Riddle. Why did his name just slip my mind? Christian Walls. Keep an eye out for what this young man's going to be doing on the course as well. Looking forward to what you gentlemen are going to be able to provide to CRC Athletics and everything that you do for this institution. Just know we appreciate y'all. And real quick, I know that this might come as a surprise to maybe one of us for sure in this, but everybody watching, hit me up in the comments on this. Let's give a big happy birthday to our boy Slade here. Oh my word, are we a teenager anymore? Are we still a teenager, or are we 20? What are we? We are the big.
It's his birthday.
Hey! Awesome. Yeah, the big 2-0. Excellent. Well, man, happy birthday. Thank you for being on here. Just know, both of y'all, we appreciate you guys being here, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys showcasing your abilities this fall. So, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So let's. I need to go ahead and add, y'all. Stay tuned for the end here in the minute when we run the credits for the show. Be sure to stick around for the message and the announcement we have at the end of the credits there, because that's going to give you a really good idea of what we have coming into next week. I don't want to spoil that too much. I'll let the announcement kind of speak for itself. But Will, Coach, y'all got anything to say before we wrap things up?
Well, I'll just touch on volleyball real quick. I had the pleasure of driving into Kansas City last weekend. That was quite an adventure, because always is when you're going away from home, right? But thanks to Coach Brotman then for letting me be part of that trip. The girls treated me like I was part of the team and all that stuff. But it was nice to get to go watch them and compete. They played against some really good teams. When they went 2-2, but they could easily went 4-0. But it was some really tough NAIA opponents that's going to make them better and help them compete this weekend and stuff like that. So they have something really special building. They have a chance to have a really good year and represent CRC very well.
Absolutely. And again, this weekend, August 28th, that's tomorrow, the varsity CRC Pioneers volleyball play 3 p.m. against Culver Stockton, and again at 7 p.m. against College of the Ozarks. That's the 28th, the 29th. Varsity plays at 11 a.m. and then against Missouri Valley, and then 1 p.m. against Bethel. And again, that's on the 29th. If you want to watch these broadcasts, be sure to go to the volleyball's schedule page on crcpioneers.com and hit video next to the game that is being played in that point in time, and that tab will send you to our live stream broadcast from the Carter Activity Center. With that, we provide play-by-play and try to create a good experience for the listeners at home that are taking part in that. So,
last thing I'll add to that is, just in case you did not hear the last announcement,
about Google Chrome, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the streaming platform that we use for that, we're partnered with Urban Edge Network, and if for some reason the feed does not come through, it's probably the browser. So they recommended everybody go through Google is what seems to work the best. So if you're not getting feed, try a different browser.
I did notice this with it whenever I tried to use it on my phone, the Google Chrome app. It was still doing that to get about 2 seconds in and go blank. But when I pull it up on an actual computer, no problem. So,
yep, it's just trial and error, kind of refresh it and see if it works.
And who knows, maybe tomorrow it might just come through like butter, So.
They had a bit of a transition and some behind the scenes for that company, and so I think that they are about worked out all the kinks, but they're trying to get some of those kinks still straightened out.
Well, gentlemen, appreciate you guys. Look forward to next week. Have y'all been announced to what we got going on next week a little bit? Don't spoil it if you have.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay. Well, I'll let the credit speak for itself then.
Yep.
Gentlemen, appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much for being on here. This has been the Midweek Show on the Pioneer Digital Network here on the beautiful campus of Crowley's Ridge College in Paragould, Arkansas. I'm Zach Perrin. I've been here with Ryan Hargrove and Will Teague, Chris the Bear Riddle, and the birthday boy, Slade Barker. But, gentlemen, thank you. This is the Pioneer Digital Network, where Pioneer Pride goes live.